So start off with the warehouses. So the warehouses is where the stock will be held. And within those warehouses, you've got the concept of lines of product and what they've got on hand, as well as min-max levels. So when you click into the stock details, you will be able to see the purchase price for this particular product, the suppliers that stock it, and then what's the locations where that stock can be found. Also within here, you'll be able to get to any assigned stock for this particular product, whereby example being PPE, you might want to see all of the shirts, high-vis, goggles, helmets that are assigned to your different team members, and it will say who's got what stock assigned to them. It's not technically taken away from stock unless it's specifically a consumable, but it's just showing where the stock is held. So another more prominent example would be a service vehicle where you might have stock on the vehicle at any given time that is to be used for maintenance jobs out on sites. On order, we'll show you all of the purchase order history for this particular product. So any purchase orders that have been raised with this particular product within and when they were ordered and who ordered them. History will show you the receipting of stock in or out for this particular product as well. You can edit the particular product from here as well. The code is what is the unique identifier. There's also a barcode field. So if you're using the scanning functionality within the system, enter the barcode in the barcode field, and once you scan a product, it will find it based on that barcode to this particular product. So within here, you've got the concept of subtypes where you can add particular catalog items as by default being added under the subtype of material, as an example. The manufacturers who typically will stock it, but rate cards will also give you the capability of having one product sourced from multiple locations. Also within here, you've got the base price, which is your cost, compared to the sale cost, which is the default that would be used where you haven't got a rate card overriding that. You've also got sales tax that would be applicable on the actual item of the product, and then the units that are applicable for that particular item as well. We've got general description, which will come through to the purchase order and quotes in which the product is added to. Sub-items, if it's added as a package, will also allow you to incorporate extra added costs, which may be incorporated with that product. So that could be particular labor required to procure or configure or set up that particular product. But typically packages are their own piece in that you've got a larger piece that's broken down into many different components. But when it comes to quoting that item, you'll only be able to see that one. Not as important apart from potentially for assemblies with the stock and inventory module. So that's the individual details. Once you're in the warehouse view again on web, you'll also have the locations at the top. So all stock is currently visible at the bottom by default, but if you wanted to see only stock in certain locations within the warehouses, you can select reception, which will show only the stock at reception, as well as back office cupboard, where at the moment there's nothing on hand in that other location in the warehouse. You can configure the warehouse itself to have who can access the warehouse, who's notified of low stock or high stock thresholds, and then the configuration of those locations we were talking about before. When stock comes in, you can also set a location that by default all stock will come into, unless you advise a different location where the stock will be receipted. So that's the warehouse view.